Coming up, Democrats in Georgia are facing a political backlash.
And 2 masked men reportedly break into a house and hold the residents at gunpoint.
We'll have these stories and more. U News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Tamara Tate.
And I'm Tishelle Williams. Democrats in Georgia are facing a backlash after circulating what some experts are calling insensitive material. The material being mailed shows pictures of young African Americans holding signs that say, "Don't shoot if you want to prevent another Ferguson in their future. Vote." The state director of minority engagement for the Georgia GOP says this last-minute push for votes is patronizing and dangerous. The communication director for the Georgia Democratic Party says democracy is stronger when more people participate in events like Ferguson happen when voices are silenced. Critics of the flyers say the Democratic Party has gone too far.
At around 11:30 Friday night, Valdosta police officers responded to a 911 call of an armed home invasion and robbery. Police responded to the 700 block of East Brookwood Drive. That's where they say 2 masked African-American men knocked on the door of a residence. Once a resident opened that door, officers report that the 2 masked men pointed a gun at the resident and forced their way into the home, demanding money.
Police say the homeowners gave the men all they could, and the men quickly left the home after receiving their money. No injuries were reported as the homeowners and their 2 children were left unharmed. The robbers reportedly were medium built and approximately 5'10" and the other 6 feet in height. Detectives have not yet determined the direction in which the men fled, but anyone with any information regarding this event is asked to call the Valdosta Police Department.
A house fire that occurred late Friday night packed a punch. It destroyed a house on Lake Park in the 5500 block of Old Highway 41 South. Specific details on the destroyed house are unclear right now, but the Red Cross provided the people living in the house with food vouchers, clothes, and housing, according to Jack Looney, Disaster Program Manager for the local Red Cross chapter.
A Valdosta woman died Wednesday night and 3 others were injured when a truck and a car collided with a semi-truck on a Clinch County intersection near Homerville. Correa DeSalle Hill of Valdosta was driving a 2002 Ford Windstar west on State Road 122 with 24-year-old passenger DeJohn Gators. Hill reportedly didn't see the stop sign in the intersection and ran into Rodney Lamar Young, who was driving a ProStar truck north on State Road 89 carrying 1 passenger. After impact, the Windstar rotated clockwise, causing the rear of the vehicle to hit the wheels of the semi-truck.
The Windstar came to a rest in a ditch after traveling off of the west side shoulder. Hill was reportedly wearing a seatbelt, so she was not ejected from the vehicle. She was taken to the Shands Medical Center by helicopter for treatment. Gators, the passenger, was reportedly not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the vehicle during the crash. She later died from her injuries.
South Georgia Medical Center started a new Ebola management plan on Wednesday that highlights how the hospital will take care of any patients that are showing signs of the fatal disease. Many departments at South Georgia Medical Center came together to create this new Ebola plan these past few weeks. Many of the ideas for the plan are also due to the help from the Centers for Disease Control, as well as the Georgia Department of Public Health, according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kimberly McGow.
When we come back, the packaging and delivery companies are getting ready for their busiest time of the year.
And trick-or-treating times are changed this year. Stay tuned.
When every moment matters and a hand reaches out, when someone gives blood and a life is saved, that moment when heartbreak turns to hope, you're there through the American Red Cross. Every day, the Red Cross responds to nearly 200 neighborhood emergencies, and your support makes it possible. Use this moment to join us. Today, visit redcross.org.
At VSU, we're fired up. We spark intellect on a cool campus VSU. In a hot college town. We fan the spirit with national championships and fuel your fun side Valdosta State University. Ignite!
Welcome back to News Valdosta. The holiday season is still about 2 months away, but that means a lot of people will soon start their online shopping for gifts. The packaging and delivering companies are getting ready for their busiest time of the year. The company FedEx predicts that it will handle over 290 million shipments between Black Friday and Christmas Eve. This would break last year's record by 8.8%. FedEx projects December 15th is going to be the busiest day, where 22.6 million shipments will be moved around the country and world.
In Valdosta, the official date for Halloween has been changed from Friday to Saturday night. The event will be from 6 to 9 p.m. throughout the city. As always, the city officials encourage children and adults to remain safe. The change is being made from Saturday due to the Wintersville Classic football game set for Friday night. Each event requires so many officers that police reportedly cannot handle both of them at once.
We finally reached Halloween week, and if you're a parent of an excited trick-or-treater, there's one app you'll want to check out before hitting up the neighborhoods for candy. News Valdosta reporter Camille Ralston has this report.
Halloween is right around the corner, and a new Georgia app may help keep you and your kids safer this year.
It's time again to take the kids out trick-or-treating. But first, there are some rules.
Well, they're definitely not allowed to go by themselves. They have to go with us. They have to have little lights on. They're not allowed to be crossing the street by themselves.
But these rules may not be enough. Although registered sex offenders in Georgia are monitored on Halloween night and advised to keep their porch lights off, a new app will show you exactly where they live. The app is called Safe Streets Georgia, and it helps you quickly and easily locate sex offenders anywhere in the state. Just type in an address and you'll be able to see which ones are nearest you, a physical description, and offense information. Local law enforcement is urging the community to take a hold of this new resource.
As much as law enforcement and everyone try, an app is just another tool in that tool belt or toolbox to ensure that they don't come in contact with those type of people.
I think it's good. If you have little kids, you know which kind of houses to avoid.
Using this new resource and always being aware of your surroundings are just a few ways to keep safe this Halloween. With the News Valdosta, I'm Camille Ralston.
On Saturday, November 8th, free dental care will be available at Dentistry from the Heart in Valdosta. Doctors Jeff and Jean Newbern will provide the first 198 patients with free dental services. Their services will include a free extraction, cleaning, or filling. Over the course of 8 years, Dentistry from the Heart has provided over $8 million in free dental services. That's more than 45,000 people. The event will be held at 800 Northwood Park Drive, next to Turner's Fine Furniture. They are expecting people to camp out for the dental services, so the line will begin as early as 4 a.m.
The American Heart Association hosted its annual Heart Walk in Valdosta on Saturday. More than 200 residents of Valdosta participated in the 3-mile walk at McKee Park, raising more than $105,000. Supporters in the area included the South Georgia Pecan Company, Georgia Power, and Valdosta State University, among others. The money will go towards stroke and heart research, as well as development of different types of surgery and heart machines. The American Heart Association is expecting more than 750,000 people to participate nationwide.
Next Saturday, November 8th, the South Georgia Association of Nurse Practitioners will host the second annual Continuing Education Conference. SGA-NP will bring the latest education to medical professionals by providing education about practices in a wide variety of areas, including pain management, psychiatric pharmacology, diabetes, ADD, ADHD, and more. Up to 40 vendors from various medical companies will be available during the conference to offer educational information about their services. And a portion of the proceeds from a silent auction at the event will be donated to a charitable foundation.
When we come back, we'll take a look at our local weather with Jennifer Dandrin.
So don't go away.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
That's slow, that's slow. That's slow and below. Look, he's blushing. Seriously. Okay.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather with Jennifer Dandrin. Jennifer?
Thanks, ladies. The warm temperatures we felt throughout the weekend will be staying with us for the rest of the week. The high for today is 87 degrees, which is higher than average for this time of year, but what do you expect when you live in South Georgia? The humidity is at 57% for the day. We have a 0% chance of rain, so put away your umbrellas and bring out those shades. The low for tonight is 56 degrees. We'll have clear skies and high humidity as it raises to 84% by this evening. The sun will set at 6:49. As we move into the rest of the week, our temperatures will stay consistent, which is more than what we can say for recent weeks. The high for today is 84 degrees and the low will be 57. Sunrise will occur around 7:45 a.m. and will set at 6:48 p.m. Expect light winds coming in from the southeast and sunny skies all day. The UV index is at a 6 for today, which is a high on the 12-point scale. If your skin is exposed to the sun for too long, you run the risk of skin damage. Be sure to wear protective clothing and seek shade if you are outside. Although the weather is beautiful, if you suffer from allergies, you may not be able to enjoy it with puffy eyes and a runny nose. Luckily, today's pollen is at a low with a score of 2.0. The predominant pollen is ragweed, so be sure to take the necessary precautions and keep tissues on hand. That's all I have for weather today, so let's take it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Jennifer. When we come back, we'll look at the local sports with Anthony Harris, so stay with us.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose it.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose Division II.
Welcome back.
Now let's check in with Anthony Harris for local sports. Anthony?
Thanks, ladies. On Friday night, the Valwood Valiants went head-to-head against undefeated Brookwood, but that quickly turned around when the Valiants scored 42 consecutive points in the first half. The Valiants were already dominating Brookwood, but that wasn't enough, as the Valiants came out in the second half to score another 20 points, bringing the end of the game to a score of 62-13. Another high-scoring game on Friday night was played as the Brooks County Trojans took on Early County. The Trojans managed to score 4 touchdowns before the end of the half, as they didn't want to risk another loss after being defeated by Fitzgerald last weekend. The Trojans came out of the second half with more confidence than they went in, and as the Trojans came out, they were able to bring the game to an end with a score of 35-7. The Brooks County Trojans' next game will be against Thomasville on Friday at the Veterans Stadium. That's it for homecoming at Valdosta State University as the VSU Blazers ended their week with a win over Shorter University Hawks. Around 3 p.m. on Saturday is when the Blazers kicked off their battle against Shorter in what would end in a landslide victory of 37-6. About 5,100 people were at the game that afternoon to watch as the Black Swarm conquered the field. This is VSU's third straight win, and as the Black Swarm defense is proud to say, they've gone 3 games without allowing a touchdown. The Blazers maintain an overall record of 5-2 as they begin to practice and gear up for their match this Thursday against West Alabama at 7 p.m. in Livingston, Alabama. The Valdosta State University Lady Blazers soccer team went up against the University of Alabama Huntsville yesterday afternoon. The game started around 1 p.m. and started off strong as Valdosta Lady Blazer Abby Edwards picked up 2 goals for VSU, giving a final score of 2-1. The win brings the Lady Blazers soccer team to an overall record of 8-5-1. The Lady Blazers will play again on October 28th at 6 p.m. against Newberry at the VSU Fieldhouse. That's our sports report for Monday. Now let's go back to the desk.
Thanks, Anthony. When we come back, we'll tell you who's celebrating their 130th anniversary in Valdosta.
And Moody Air Force Base is honoring all of its retirees, so stay with us.
Lionfish are an invasive species decimating local fish populations and spreading along the Atlantic coast, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean. Their presence, along with organized culling, increases the risk of envenomation to recreational divers and fishermen. Providing effective first aid is essential. Remain calm and immediately terminate your dive. Remove any obvious foreign materials such as spines and rinse with fresh water. Soak in non-scalding hot water and go to the nearest medical facility. For more information, go to dan.org and beadiver.com.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
The Cole Brothers Circus will be in town today and tomorrow celebrating their 130th anniversary. Chris Connors will serve his 13th year as the ringleader. Some of the acts will include Bengal tigers, a human cannonball, a flying trapeze, and 2 of the world's smallest clowns. The performances for Valdosta will be at 4:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. today and tomorrow at the 5 Points Shopping Plaza. General admission will be $16.
Moody Air Force Base is honoring retirees of all military branches this week. There will be a golf tournament at Quiet Pines Golf Course on Friday. On Saturday, there will be a base tour, flu shots, free refreshments, picnics, and much more at Freedom One Fitness Center. For more information, contact the Moody Air Force Base Retirees Office.
That's it for our program today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Tamara Tate.
And I'm Tashelle Williams. We'll see you again tomorrow.